But Carlton Davis is the big storyline because this week we're going to find out what happens with Carlton Davis, and he's going to be one of the highest. I mean, he's going to be the highest paid corner in this class. He certainly will. There's going to be a market. And Carlton Davis had some comments to The Athletic, and I want to read you guys his comments because I think these comments are very telling. And you have to pay attention, especially with a guy like Carlton, who seems to be talking as much as he is. He's been outspoken about free agency. You got to listen to what they're telling you, okay? Rod Beard always used to say that. Shout out to Rod Beard. He's got to listen. When they say things like GMs, coaches, or players, people look past things, but there's a reason for why they're saying what they're saying. So let's read these comments, all right? And I will go through them. It's on Pride of Detroit, so shout out. Jeremy Reisman actually with their article, so big shout out to him. But let me pull up these comments. It was actually Mike Silver of The Athletic, and Mike Silver doesn't believe that he'll be back. But here's the comments, all right? It says, from Mike Silver. And by the way, this is on Pride of Detroit. They put out an article. You can check it out. It's talking about this. You can actually read Jeremy's what he thinks about it there. But I'm just taking the quote. But it says, Davis fully expects to relocate, and he insists he won't sign until the price is right. He said, quote, I feel like last time I just kind of panicked, Davis told The Athletic on Saturday. I was younger, and my mindset was, I need to go ahead and just choose. At the time, the thinking was, this is the offer, and the more you wait, the more the number's going to go down. Yeah, that can happen, but teams know your value, and right now I'm playing my best football. This time, I'm not going to settle for less. It says Davis, 28, doesn't believe the Lions will make an aggressive effort to bring him back. Nor should they. That's where I'm at with it. Nor should they. Due respect to Carlton Davis, like all due respect. I think he's honestly, like, I was impressed with him all year. I know he had a season-ending injury, and the injury he sustained is pretty random. I mean, it was a jaw injury. Like, I get that, but it's been the storyline with Carlton his entire career. And this isn't like missing a game or two a year. Like, obviously, guys are going to miss a game. He's missing 4 to 5 games a year consistently, and it's not even missing games. It's when you miss them. Last year, he missed the entire postseason and the end of the season. And what do I think about Carlton? I think when Carlton's healthy, at his best, he's probably at his best, probably top 10, but I would say top 15, in between top 10 and top 15 corner in the league, which, again, is I'm not taking anything away from that. He's a good player. Do I believe he should be paid closer to $20 million? No. Do I believe you should commit to him long-term, given you have all these guys you have to sign? No. I think what you have to consider is you drafted 2 corners. And I'm not saying this is a fact, but I'm saying typically when you draft a corner in the first and second round, those guys are ready to play by year 2, 3. They should be. If they're not, we have an issue, right? Or it's just a wasted draft pick, in my opinion. So with that assumption, with Terran Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw developing, you're getting closer to be like, all right, guys, let's go. It's time to roll, right? Terran Arnold's second year, it's time to roll. I don't think you should throw Terran Arnold in a cornerback 1 role. Not saying that at all, but I'm saying you just need someone to buy you some time, almost like a bridge corner, right? That's what it should be. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, because I'm going to name you some guys that I don't think are bridge corners, but guys that I think can just hold it down for you. But you just need someone to just hold it down for you until Terran Arnold blossoms into a legit CB1, because that's why you drafted him. You didn't draft him to be a CB2 or just be a role player. You drafted him to be a really good player. And Brad said it himself, he was his number 1 corner in the entire draft. So typically when you draft your number 1 corner in the entire draft, you don't have expectations for that player to be a role player. You have expectations for that player to be a star and be really good. Do I think he'll be an all-pro this year? No. But I think you'll see improvement. I think you'll see a better version of Terran Arnold. So what do I think the Lions should do with this Carlton Davis thing? I don't think they should overpay. I don't. I think that would be, in my opinion, it would be shades of what we've seen with the Lions throughout our fandom. It would be shades of desperate. It would be shades of jumping the gun because you're scared of losing Carlton, so you're willing to overpay. And then you realize in 2 years, you're like, Did we make a mistake? He's hurt again. I think that would be of the Lions' past. Let someone else sign him. That is okay. He's not a player that you're going to sit there and be like, man, look at him. He just went to Jacksonville and got 3 straight All-Pros. Like, you're going to be fine. Jacksonville needs a player like that. They'll probably pay him what he wants, and that's fine. What do I think the Lions should do? Not overpay for Carlton. Look at the free agent corners. There's guys that are out there that are pretty good. You have Paulson Adebo, who's coming off a break, not a ligament injury, but again, a lot of these, when you look at these injuries, and this is why I use for Aiden, and I think Aiden will be fine because it was a clean break, he'll recover, and he'll be fine. I look at ligament injuries a little different because, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not claiming I'm a doctor, but typically ligament injuries, you're a little more worried. Like, it's like Deshaun Watson, he tore his Achilles, tore it again. Like some things you get a little more worried about. I think Paulson Adebo will be fine. He's a turnover machine. He's a really good player, but that's someone that you can sign. He's from the Saints that he can hold down that spot for you. Like, again, he'll be fine. Will he be at the top 10 corner level? I don't know, but you don't have to get him for as much as you would at Carlton Davis. He would be cheaper. He's younger. He's been available. Besides, obviously, he had a crazy injury last year, but his first 2 years in the league, he was available. Another option, Byron Murphy. There's another one. Byron Murphy's a really good, just hold it down corner. And I think he'd be pretty comparable, maybe not as good, but comparable to a guy like Carlton Davis. Again, someone just to hold down that position until your young corners blossom. That's what they should do. You could make a trade too. I'm not rolling that out, but I'm saying just in free agency, there's options out there. What about Ward? Another corner. He might be a little more hefty, but again, I like Ward. I don't know what his price tag would be, and I'd have to really see what his price tag would be before I have a definitive yes or no, but I think you at least look at him and at least see what he would cost, right? I mean, for the most of his career, he's been really good. So you at least have to reach out and see what that price tag would be. So the Carlton Davis thing is interesting. He has a Super Bowl. So I think take off the Lions hat, look at it from an objective standpoint. Go get paid, Carlton. You're 28 years old. Like, go get your bag, man. Like, I'm not going to count pockets. Like, go get your money. I'm happy for him. He deserves it. He won a Super Bowl already. Right now, it should just be get paid, get your money, be happy. I get it. But from the Lions' perspective, it's not overpay for Carlton Davis. No, what you need to do is invest resources into this defensive line. And by that, I mean get an answer to the other side of Hutchinson and maybe even get DJ Reader's replacement for when he leaves. That's what I'm looking at. So, again, I'm not freaking out about this Carlton Davis stuff. I don't know where you guys are at with it. I'm okay. I'm comfortable letting him go because, again, I'm not overpaying for something just because I guess the demand for him is high. It's like he's the best corner in an okay corner class. Does that mean he's a great corner, an elite corner? No. I think he's a good corner in this league, but I think his contract will be inflated given the class. And I don't want the Lions to make that mistake. So that's where I'm at with it. And I don't know if you guys disagree or agree with me, but that's just how I see it. I think the Lions should, be smart about this. And I think Brad will. I actually applaud Brad for not overpaying and just jumping the gun and being like, oh, here's what you want. No. He doesn't, guys, we know Brad. He doesn't throw money at players unless, A, he has a relationship with them already, even if they're outside of their organization, or he trusts that said individual. But even a DJ Reader short-term contract, Carlton he traded for 1 year left. He'll sign you, but it'll be for a shorter-term deal. He gives these long-term deals to guys that, again, he drafted or guys that have been a part of this organization that he's absolutely sold on. And I don't know if Carlton Davis in 1 year, you just throw a bag at him. In my opinion, I think Brad's approaching this whole thing pretty smart. So that's where I'm at with it. Where are you guys at with the Carlton Davis stuff? Again, I see some comments here. Silent, Adebo would be worth a 3-year contract because he's still young. I agree with that, Silent. I agree with everything. Everything you just said is absolutely correct. 25 years old, 3-year contract. He'll be 28 years old. He's coming off an injury. He won't be as expensive. Like, he knows. And here's I don't know if this is a hot take. Adebo coming off a major injury? Would he be open to a 1-year deal? Come over here and prove it. I know you already did it. Coming off an injury. Here you go. You want to be paid? If I was his agent, go to the Lions. You take a 1-year deal. You ball out, hit the market next year, get paid. Here, there's an idea. Now, I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen, but we'll see. Coach Walk 37 says, sounds like CD3 is mad about it. Yeah, I mean, he sounds like a player who's just, he wants to be taken care of. And I get it. Like, I understand it. I just don't think the Lions should be the one to take care of him. Benji says, I think Carlton will see what his market looks like and go from there. If we have the ability to sign him back again on another 1 year, somehow doubt it. But he's at an age where he wants that contract. Understandable. Yeah, Benji. That's the civil way to see it. It's like you understand it from a human perspective. The dude wants to get paid. You know what I mean? Go get paid. And I don't think there's a 0% chance. He wants, not only he wants the salary to be right, but he wants the length to be right. You know, like he wants the length. He wants a 3-year deal, I assume. And like, you know, you're going to be paying a 31-year-old corner $17 million. Like, you know what I mean? And you got guys that need to be paid. It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. Silent says he's also a press man corner, maybe, but given he just got hurt, he may want a longer contract for financial security. There is that too, Silent. There is that too. There's both sides. So that injury thing could go both ways. It's like, well, I'm coming off a major injury. I want some, I want some security. Or he's like, you know what? I'm healthy. I feel great. Give me this 1-year deal. I'm going to show everyone why next year I'm going to hit that market, get a couple picks, win games with Detroit, and then I'll hit the market, and some other team will probably overpay him too. Just how the market goes. You are worth what people are willing to pay for you. That is life. It doesn't just apply to sports. Whatever people are willing to pay for you, that is what you're worth. So if Carlton's, if people throw $17, $18 million at him, it's what he's worth. You can disagree with it. All right, let's see here. Night Owl. The secondary will take a step back without CD3 for sure. Same thing with Z on the D-line. Not to mention we traded picks for those guys, just my opinion. Yeah, I mean, especially you traded picks for Za'Darius. I'm with you. It wasn't like a third rounder or something like that, but still, it was you traded capital for those guys, and you got a really good year out of Carlton Davis, but he just didn't finish the year, and you had too many injuries, so they just stacked up. It was unfortunate. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested, or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.